The previous owner of this GS500 put some of these small indicators on. They're not LED ones, they're just, I think they're a very low wattage, just a normal filament bulb. And obviously they had a problem with them. I'll just put one on. They just stayed on, they didn't flash. You sometimes have this problem when you put LED ones on, they maybe flash too fast or whatever. So what they'd done, they just had another bulb holder tucked behind the fairing with another large, with like the original indicator bulb in. And what that did, it just made it flash like that. So there were a bulb on either side tucked behind the fairing. So to get rid of that, all I did is I put my multimeter across this bulb to check the resistance of it, and it's about, well, I'll check it actually. It's about 6 ohms, somewhere around there. So I thought to get rid of this bulb from behind the fairing, I looked online and I just got myself a couple of these resistors off eBay. So it says these are 6 ohms, but when I've tested them, they're more like 10 ohms. So all I've done then is connect one on either side in parallel with the rear indicator, so just on there like that, and it does the same thing as the bulb were doing, just sorts the flashing out just without having a bulb tucked up behind the fairing. So it does lower the brightness of the bulb a little bit, but it'll still pass an MOT, still bright enough. I would like to put some, I'd prefer some LED indicators, but then I'd probably have to go for an electronic flasher unit and, you know, do a bit more work. So this sorts this problem out. Simple resistor, about a £5 for 4 of these, and I'll just cable tie it up onto the frame behind the fairing, just to keep it cool, and simple as that. The wires on the indicators were a bit of a bodge, all frayed and taped up from here to the indicators, pretty much on all 4 corners. Anyway, I'm going to put some fresh wire, I'll solder it here and put heat shrink on it, and then on the indicators I'm going to use these little stainless bullet connectors with waterproof covers on to connect there. And then the resistors come with these little, you've seen these before, little click push, they're just cut into wire, like what you fit radios with and stuff. So I'll just connect the resistors in parallel and tuck them under the seat, tie up them to frame or something, and then they're out of the way. And there's also at the front of the bike I found another 2 bulbs in the headlamp, indicator bulbs. So I'm going to do the same at the front. I'm going to get rid of these hidden indicator bulbs and put another 2 resistors hidden in the headlamp. I mean, if I had some original indicators, obviously I'd just take these off and put original indicators on. But this is the next cheapest fix, just bang some of these resistors on and get rid of these bulbs. So I'll get on with that. So you can see I've soldered some new wire and heat shrink to here. And that goes to my indicator at the back. Got a couple of new little bullet connectors here from the indicator. And then under the seat, I have just these little push connector things and connected one of my resistors in parallel to the indicator wiring. And that makes the indicator flash at the correct rate. You can feel the heat in this little resistor, so I'll cable tie that to the frame down here just to keep it cool. Not that it matters because they're never on for too long anyway. So I've got the same process to do on all the rest of the indicators. And that's it, all cable tied in place, nice and secure. Right, I'm going to finish this video here. It's the same process for all 4 indicators, so I'm sure you get the idea now. I'll put a link in the description for where I got the resistors and the little bullet connectors from. It was just off eBay, but I'll put a link in the description anyway. So I hope you find it useful if you find yourself in the same situation, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.